Everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are gonna play a Rick and Morty dating sim where you can date Rick Sanchez. Rickfinderrz. Rickfinderrz. Let's begin. Hey Rick. Wait a second, you're not Rick. Who are you? Who are you? Yes? Sorry, Rick mode is currently experiencing technical difficulties. Please try again. Are you Rick? Okay, let's go back. No. Our first non-Rick. Hold on, we have a note. This on your profile. I could have sworn our release wasn't for a few months, so forgive the confusion. They must have sent out a couple of phones already. But anyways, don't mind me. I lose track of things all the time. This is a good news for you, though you're the first non-Rick to join, so you'll get all these hotties to yourself. Now let me explain what my app's all about. I got whole things prepared. Welcome to Rickfinderrz, the #1 dating app for Ricks. About Ricks, by Rick, yours truly. Now open your non-Ricks such as yourself. Consider yourself lucky, non-Rick. This is your beta update, so you better not give anyone else a bad look. Everyone's gonna watch. Or do. These are Ricks I'm talking about. Who am I kidding? But first, disclaimers. And no, you can't skip this bit yet. The last Rick who dived headfirst into the app fell into a vat of actual acid, venomous snakes, and whale stuff, while trying to prove a point to his Morty. It was, and the paperwork. Which is why I have to say these stupid disclaimers, or another lawyer Rick is going to find a way to get my butt. Not in a fun way. Warning, side effects may include timeline sickness, poor reduced nausea, save scummery, memory loss, identity crisis. Well, because you're dating yourself. Death. Pop-up ads from rival companies that you should not click. Well, you gain money from those rival ad companies. Being ashamed of yourself. Did I mention the pop-ups? There's plenty of planets on here. Don't join planets only. It sucks. Oh, and the one bug with the blender dimension has been patched. So some Rick thought it would be funny to use my app for a sick prank. Anyway, this is your home screen. All you have to do is click one of these cards. Your profile's on the right. But I know you're more interested in this kind of in the kind of Ricks you get to date. Let's get you into the Dang It tab. It's like, yeah, I want to see what kind of Ricks you're gonna get. Now to the good bit. Developed a cutting edge algorithms to match you with the best Ricks on the market. See, this isn't just a dating app. It's not boring like Tinder. Yeah, we just get to date Ricks. Leg Rick. Miami Rick. Oh, I want to see. Bar Farmer Rick. The Rickfinderrz app is just like your portal gun. Right, not Rick. Yeah, definitely not Rick. Basically, you can teleport anywhere, but only to approved locations, so it's safe, for the most part. depending on the Rick or date, you might end up in another dimension as yourself, or a cop, or a pickle. Where gets your Rick off? Well, I'm gonna have to say it, Pickle Rick. Wait, Mammy Rick? Kinda want to see this Rick. Now, time for some Ricks. We got Leg Rick. Oh, he went all out, didn't he? Well, not my type, but hey, we have all sorts of Ricks on here. Next is Performy Rick? Wait, what? I don't think that's a Rick. Looking to prepare Soban. Rick, if you're here, please, I need you. Yeah, I don't think that's Rick. Professional. Yeah, I don't think this is... He's not even a Rick. This piece of crap. I mean, you're fine because you're of the new update, but this guy's been sleazing it up under my nose for who knows how long. Ban! Get off my app! Well, drats. I want to see what happened. Anyway, let's look at our third Rick. Ooh, this guy, you know, he's got a reputation for, let me just, click. It's like, let's get away with that. Too bad he's locked behind premium. You can't date him yet. Darn. Now let's set up your profile. Answer honestly, or don't. What's your name? Well, Lion, of course. What's your pronouns? She, her. Nice to meet you, Lion. Just a little more. Yours truly. Here's what you'll see before you decide to date a Rick. We got typical stuff, their bio, occupation, likes and dislikes, and sexuality. Now, because some of these Ricks are absolute freaks, I've done the liberty of adding contact warnings to their profiles, just so you know who to avoid. This also is a compatibility section. Some Ricks leave it blank, others name Pacific Ricks. I put everyone under mine because I'm desperate. I mean, you're definitely desperate. I just keep options open. I'm talking too much. I'm sure you want to date some Ricks anyway. Have fun, Lion. If you need me, find me in the mirror icon on your profile. I'll give you another tour whenever you need it. Okay, find a Rick. Okay, we have to go find a Rick. Wait. Isn't that our Rick from the Cadden Rick? Single, someone to carry my crap. Just want the something wasn't. Okay, did he do his while he was drunk? Route contains strong language and certain themes. I do love the fact that the content warnings are in their bios, though. Compelling with. Just want some I can't read it. Someone smartest man in the universe who's doing this while he's drunk. This Rick hasn't updated any of our photos or filled out his profile. Oh, he's up. Have fun, Wyan. Well, we'll go date the cat, like Rick from the cannon. Red stack covers screen. The words game over in bold, dark letters block the view of your Roy's body. Your view suddenly goes dark before a bright curved screen attached to a red machine blinds you. The sounds of the machines humming, people, things, talking silently becomes clear as you adjust to rowdy again. The screen shows some static and bright red and some graphic underneath with strange characters that you've never seen before, let alone understand. The pressure on your head is released by the man standing next to you as he removes his helmet that previously served as your connection to the fake life you just lived. What just happened? You blink slowly. Spots floating in your vision. Your breathing feels manual as you mind adjust. You just died, didn't you? No, not really. You flex your hands and your butt is numb in the seat. The blend of memories and sensations from the life you just lived fogged your brain, slowly becoming replaced by more familiar ones. And you feel as if it all is clicking back into place. You blink, trying to get a hold of your surroundings, the colorful lights, the noise. For better or worse, this is your reality. One of the first things you greet with is the familiar face of a man. He looks right down at you, then slowly he grins. Should I do it like I'm drunk? I cannot do his voice at all. I'm just gonna... Crap, you're right, Lion. You were really in it, huh? Gotta say, not bad for a first timer. Better than Morty. I'll give you that. Yep. Just minus the vomit that's on his chin normally. Wyan, right. That's your name, Rick. That's Rick. This guy is Rick. You are you. And you're at Whoops and Whoops and Chats. How did you get here again? Slowly but surely, through the tangles of your brain, everything from before begins to come back to you. The fact that we're dating the Rick from the Canon series, the one that the protagonist Rick. Your once clean room is quickly becoming littered with mischievous merchandise from a band that no one seems to have any recognition of. It was a band. Vinyl, CDs, shirts, posters, you name it. You suddenly in possession of it, thanks to swirling green Votex that just brewed out only the merchandise out of it, but also some pink foam with only one usable application installed. The dating app. It's such a confusing deal. Really, where is it even coming from? Well, I think he's storing his crap here. Despite the amount of merch the band seems to have, there's absolutely nothing available online about them. Looking up flesh currents leads some concerning results. Probably AI results. On the back of one of the t-shirts, there's a list of tour locations that don't sound real. In some made up defunct project, the tears and stains of some of the posters, the fingerprints on the vinyls and CDs, and the stretching on the shirts prove that this stuff did at some point belong to someone. That's just throwing it. I already know who it is. It did say he wanted someone to store his crap. So Why do you have it now? And why was it trashed in the first place anyway? After some searching, you finally find a way to play one of the CDs. It feels like a spin-off of a alt rock band from the 90s, 70s, 60s. It's hardest to tell, really. The earlier tracks are weirdly tasteful mess, though it sounds like no one really knows how to play off one there. As you listen to more tracks from separate albums, there are noticeable improvement. Looking at one of the album's covers, the band is an odd bunch, that's for certain. As for the music, it fills your room. You have to see them perform live. Well, why not? You can't help but smile at the thought, being in a sea of bodies, music pounding in your ears, part of the crowd crashing in time. Their tour shirts hurl a decent amount of concerts, which is impressive if you ignore the locations are practically gibberish. You like hidden gems and you're good and you love a good show. You wouldn't say no to swaying with a lighter in hand to a artistic version of one of these songs. And the pink phone, it came with the merch, but it doesn't really have anything to do with the band. When it dropped for the green thing earlier, it only had a single application. You couldn't close out something called Rickfinderrz. Cringe-worthy name aside, curiosity gets the best of you, and you start messing around with the app. You soon flew into a tutorial type ordeal, and you can't opt out of. Eventually it leads you to, no way, is this the guy from the merchandise? The bassist? Have you ever seen anything about this guy before? A bassist from a band apparently popular enough to have tours and loads of merchandise? Who looks that fine? Despite the band showing some similarities to much older ones, he still looks generally the same as he does on the band's merch. The app allows you to actually talk with the mysterious bassist. At least that's what it claims to do. Surely this isn't actually him. Or is it? Even if it is, he's probably not active anymore. Couldn't hurt to try anyway, though, could it? I just thought it was because of the name. And he was only Eric that we could do a date, so it's a surprise. When he does actually respond, it's not much of one, but still a response anyway. Even with his vague replies, mostly a thumbs up or one-word answers, it gives you a location that you quickly agree to meet up. Blips and chits. You're not sure where that is, but it's not as if you couldn't just look it up or something. You chew the inside of your lip, stomach churning, trunking at the thought of falling through. Going to meet him. The guy seems a bit strange. I think we're all strange. It excites you. Your heartbeat races. He's talented. Really good looking. You don't want to jump to the gun for it just yet. Just meeting him in person is the only way to really get to know him. Once you do, you can finally put these fantasies of yours to rest. As soon as he mentions blips and chats, his text, a confirmation pops up, appears on your screen. Odd programming choice, but maybe it makes communication clearer. Upon confirming the location, the screen darkens before showing a pink oval icon in the center. It flashes a few times, and the pink light appears before you, accompanied by a sound that can only be described as being ripped straight from a stereotypical sci-fi movie. Well, we're gonna go meet Rick, so yeah, let's go. The glow softens to reveal a swirling pink vortex, almost identical to the green one that dumped all the merch and the phone into your room in the first place. Are you supposed to go through that thing? Look at your phone again. It's now dark with the word ready in pink, big print in pink letters. You really are supposed to go through it, aren't you? You take a deep breath, preparing yourself for whatever lies ahead, and finally step through the portal. Stepping through the portal is weirdly cold. The substance is slimy and sticky, clinging ever so slightly to your skin. You're not sure what you expected to see on their side, but sure it wasn't this. Bright lights flash vibrant colors and patterns through you, around you. It takes a moment for your eyes to adjust, blinking rapidly at the rush of sensations. Smell hits you next, remind you of a dodgy bowling alley. But even that isn't enough to explain the stench, the unspeakable, horrible abomination of feet and cheap concession foods are accompanied by smells they can't begin to imagine. Oh yeah, most people aren't wearing shoes. The noise isn't any better either. Children run around, rampant, screaming and cheering, or at least you think they're children. Their screams of what you assume to be joy are more akin to animalistic gargling and screeching. You look down and notice the carpet, making out those silly shapes often associated with arcade carpet cabinets. You try to ignore the large sticky stain your foot landed in. You pull your focus to a large planet-shaped centerpiece. In the middle of the room, orbited by small planets, along one of the large planets' rings reads the name Blips and Chats. It's obvious now that you're in the arcade, with different machines lining the walls, blinking in all shapes and colors. Creatures of all sorts move around, and if you got around to pointing them out, they might as well start sounding like Dr. Seuss book. Well, you won't be wrong. Amidst the crowd, though, you spot a human, an oddly familiar human. Oh. Yeah, that's where this is our canon, Rick. See 137. He's on the lookout, eyes scanning the arcade before checking his phone again, just to go back to looking around. Surely that's not... You pull out your pink phone to check, which just so happens to match his. Start to realize you may have been catfished. He seems to realize the same, too. One half of his uniball rises as he looks right at you and begins to walk towards you. Your approach confirms that you already begin to suspect that's him. Alright, he does not look like his picture at all. Well, I already knew because of the name, which Rick we're gonna get. What you see on the profile versus who is before you has to be this almost a 40-year difference. Yeah, because stopping him. His skin is noticeably grayer, face set deep with wrinkles. His hair has faded to a lighter blue, unkempt and messy, in spiked tufts. Your lips part in surprise, and just as his gaze meets yours, he raises a brow, looking at you unexpectedly. Oh wow, hey! Hey. Point out his profile picture. Call him out and being a crap texter. Ask Rick why he joined the app. Casually mention the band he was in. Wonder about his lab coat. Ask if he's been here before. Well, probably because he was drunk. Ask why he has joined the app. Or ask if he's been here before. Ask if he's been here before. Already know the answer. When you step into the place, it feels like a dream. It really does. Strangely familiar, yet generic, colorful and unsettling. You wonder if he picked it. What kind of impression that was supposed to make? Been here? I slept here I slept in here in the janitor's closet overnight because I partied too hard here before. I couldn't navigate this place with my eyes closed. You wonder about his lab coat. It's stained, wrinkled, worn, but not messy. Was he a doctor or pharmacist? The guy didn't bother to change for a date? No, why would he? Rick raises a brow at your stare. Hey, eyes up here. What were you looking at? Your lab coat. Casually mentioned the band he was in. You avert your eyes and you mention his former music career. Is he the type to hold on to the girly days? Did the band truly break up? You hardly believe that this faved old man is really a rock out. Can really rock out. Yeah, I was. Even did a reunion tour not too long ago. You just missed it. Shame, too. You look like you have been a fun little groupie. Ask Rick why he joined the app. This is the most curiosity I actually have. Why did you specifically join the app? He seems old enough to have a kid. Heck, a grandkid. No, 2 grandkids. And he doesn't exactly have the glamoring eyes of someone that hopes to have a fresh start, a new romance. I didn't. My blackout drunk self did. Don't get around to removing the profile off the app in time. Just so happened that you and I matched before I did, and figured, screw it, why not? Go for free time in my got some free time in my schedule. Let's see where this goes. Seems like you were thinking the same thing. Call him out for being a shit texter. You can't just blame this on his age. Maybe it's hard, but he looks like he can take it. Well, I think he was drunk. First off, screw you. You weren't that good yourself. Second, you're only as old as you feel, baby. Point out his profile picture. You tell him that he hasn't updated in a long time. He had to air out eventually. It's probably the best to get that out of the way, regardless of how you feel about his appearance. Well, yeah, guess I did kind of catfish you there, didn't I? Well, technically you didn't, because I saw the little C-137. Don't look at me like that. It's the internet. Everyone knows you're supposed to lie on the internet, YN. Yeah, I already know. I love that little ad. It says, it's on the internet. It must be true. This is my date. He's a French model. After a few minutes of back and forth between the both of you, Rick decides to take you to the bar to get settled and get the mood going before going to the arcade. Just as you both near the bar, you stop by a voice across the open room. If it isn't who I think it is, Rick frickin' Sanchez. How the heck are you, old friend? Oh, crap, it's my old buddy who owns the joint. Hold on a second, okay? I'll be right with you. Take a seat at the bar, Ryan. I'll catch up with you in a few minutes. Hey, Fargo, my man. Rick! He had, under Rick's guidance, headed to the bar, finding a seat on the stool that had definitely been seeing better days. The plastic is marked with suspicious stains and scratches. The bar itself is sticky, but what else would you expect from a bar in an arcade? The amount of patrons seated over here makes it seem like a hotspot for the bored parents. Countless glasses litter the counter, each filled with various colors and strange liquids. You eyes catch a fuzzy tentacle, wrap around a shot glass and bring it to waiting lips. No, beak of a patron. Their eyes meet yours, and you jolt your gaze to their direction, not realizing you were staring. Now you notice the creature made of jelly with random color cubes floating inside of it as it speaks with another guest made of glowing pink gas. Right here. They notice you at the same time, pausing conversation to shoot you weird glances. With an awkward laugh, you turn away. This time your gaze lands on an alien that seems to have been staring at you first. His skin is smooth, similar to the shell of a crustacean, varying in shades of purple. Spikes adore the top of his elongated head. A few strands of something from a bead of his chin. He got 4 arms with crab-like claws with his hands would be. That's just all the gas guy. One pair of his arms are crossed, that are laying against the bar, holding his drink. 2 bright, half-lit teal eyes watch over you, over the brim of his glasses. You glance down at your outfit, wondering if he's off, spelling nothing out of place. You wave at the bartender, mostly to see the alien's reaction. Would you leave if you changed focus? You glance out of the corner of your eye and find him still staring. That airy shade of teal, watching way too close just to be friendly. We'll just look away. Look away. You look away. You can't see it, but you hear claws slamming on the bar table as alien screeches. Don't look away from me, you coward. Wherever you were looking for confirmation, is the first place or not, it doesn't matter. The stranger with the weird eyes and crab-like claws is now marching towards you. Claws sizing your wrist so tight it brings tears to your eyes before you can rise. Fear waits for you, as though you flung into fight or flight. You think you're funny, don't you? I've eaten people for LS. Okay, I'm just gonna scream. You outgot the wordless cry, eyes wild. It was as if whatever you did got lost in translation. Your words completely flipped in meaning to the sky. The alien tears his claw away and raises it, hissing as he readies to strike. You think you can disrespect me like that and get away with it? You close your eyes and flinch, just as a mechanical whirl cuts for the air. Everything stills. Rick to the rescue. When you open your eyes, there is a man of the hour, Rick Sanchez himself. Some high-tech gun in his hand. They could only begin to guess what it does. He has it aimed right at the alien, his expression twisting. He doesn't speak, not yet, the gun doing all the work. The alien turns his attention to the weapon, arms held mid-air, his eyes are wide, mouth agape. Rick's sigh is suddenly loud in the now silent arcade. Man, out of all the people in the bar tonight, you had to pick the one on a date with me. Real lucky, but I'm feeling kind of generous. You screw off for the night and I'll let you leave with whatever excuse of a skull and shivering goo you call a brain intact. Realization sets in the alien's eyes, his gazing darting between you and your date, followed by wandering eyes of patrons nearby, including the bartender. The bartender practically looks worried, not for you or Rick, for the heckler who clearly bit off more than he could chew for the night. Yeah, I think he really ticked off Rick right here. I'm about 2 pails away from kicking everyone involved out, even you, Rick. If you all can't wrap this up, I'm gonna need you to leave because you're starting to scare our patrons. Looks over at the alien, then you, then back at the alien. His gun doesn't lower, but his posture has relaxed slightly in response. No, please, my apologies, I'll leave. How fortunate for the both of you. The alien was a coward, but it adds up with what you seeing of him so far. You watch as he leaves, figurative tail tucked between his legs and retreat. Rook's attention goes to you now as he tucks the weapon back into his coat. You good, Wyan? You brush it off. You don't want Rick to see you like this. You swallow hard and compose yourself, hoping you don't look so as shaken as you feel. You don't want to be vulnerable in front of this man so soon. Yeah, I'm fine. Do me a solid. From here on out, don't look at anyone you don't know. Body language is universal. What you consider friendly or neutral might be confrontational to someone else. Okay, so this turning away was wasn't neutral or friendly in any way. It was just I just want to be left alone. Giving you another once over, presumably to check for any physical damage. Rick sits in the spot next to you. A few patrons keep their eyes angled towards you as he does so. Their bodies shift uneasily. Rick glances around and leans on the bar table, wrapping his hand around the glass. The alien had left. The bored glare seems to get the message across as the surrounding viewers turn back to their own drinks and conversations. Gotta be honest, you held your own there for a good bit. I just screamed. Oh, thank you. I just screamed bloody murder. Rick's offhand mark lodges itself somewhere deeper than expected. A flare of something unsuspiciously close to joy sparks within you. You are unable to help but smile. The rewarding alien music at the bar fills the silence that settles between the two of you. Rick shifts, turning towards you. Alright, I brushed off at first, but God, no, you're not a Rick. So what the heck happened? Think I got your phone? Oh, well. Okay, he already knows about the app. It's a long story. We'll not explain anything. I'll explain everything. It sounds like a little crazy now that you air everything out. How the flesh currents merch portaled its way into your room, to the way the pink phone with the app slowly nestled itself amongst your belongings. You peel back each detail for Rick's inspection, lay the whole mess open in hopes he'll spare some resemblance of order from this whole thing. Huh. For some other Rick decided he was done with the dating thing then. Maybe a date went bad for him. Poor butthole. The same bartender from earlier interrupts your conversation, wiping the rim of the empty glass with a cloth. His brow froze as it approaches, setting the glass behind the bar. So Rick, long time no see. Could you do without the chaos you bring when you show up? Can I get you and your friend hear anything? His eyes dart between you both as he leans on the inner portion of the bar. Surprise me, make it strong. The bartender turns his attention to you next, raising a brow. You pick the scarlet glue. Scarlet carries suggestion of something forbidden. Freshing, sparkling liquid that shifts the ink black, crystal clear. Chocolate syrup with. Okay, I would probably do that one. It's cheap, just plain hydration. No risk, no reward. Nothing. Who needs hydration anyway? I will just do the chocolate one. One swallow and it's just might sandpaper your throat raw. With how sweet the whole thing looks. but the whole appeal of it? The bartender slides Rick a few shots and hands you the drink. He turns to help another guest. Rick knocks back a shot and watches you slide your glass closer. That'll burn. One of my favorites when I'm in the mood. Well, chug, chug, chug. The look in Rick's eyes feels like a challenge. To heck with it. Eat down as much as you can in one go, chugging the foreign drink down. Rick's raises his brow, the edges of lips kirking up with a fraction of a second. This is good. The taste destinates across your tongue, a mouthful of sugar and alcohol. The sugar. You tell Rick that it's like molten lava cake poured straight into a glass. The scarlet layer burns from the way down, stinging. You can't but make a face, earning a short snort from Rick. Yeah, that's the stuff, huh? See why it's one of my favorites. It's good, and it burns. Something about the man fascinates you. Fast talk, easy preference, the sort of presence that fills a room without even trying. Still, surface charm is enough. There's got to be more to him. Ask about Rick's family. You press towards the personal family. Does he drift through multiverses alone, or does someone else walk with him? Oh, we already know. It's Morty. Rick's expression remains neutral as he throws back in their shot, slamming it down on the counter. If I'm not by myself or meeting total strangers like you, I'm off with my grandson, Morty. Rick briefly looks off in their direction before going back to his drink. He says nothing more on the topic, decide not to give anything further regarding his family. I already know all about his family, though. Ask about Rick's interest. You turn towards his pastimes. What does a man like this do in his spare time? What's left of him in the quiet? Like what? Psst, I don't know. Whatever I feel like doing. Party some days, adventures with whoever. Multiverse is my oyster baby. I got phases more than moons on planets. There are 761, which, since you likely don't know what I'm referring to, is a lot. 761. Ask how Rick ended up in Rickfinderrz. This strange app galls at you. Something about it feels unnatural. Sure, you talked about it briefly already, but you still feel unsatisfied with the answers you received thus far. You push the question towards him. Why here? Why now? Why this? Maybe Rex can unravel what pulled him into the orbit. Your guess would be as good as mine. Dank as crap. Ton of night before. Blackout, and now I'm here. Ask about the flesh currents. You're curious about this past. What strange spark brought this fresh currents into existence, stitched together with odd yet fascinating band? Got high with a couple of friends after a concert. It felt right at the time. Had a bit of rocky start, but we hit it off really well after our early years. Had its run. Ask about Rick's plans for this date. You wing into the future. What sort of misadventures waits ahead with the scientist at your side? He looks half mad, but even madness has its appeal. Something that really, that's where the fun begins. Sometimes that's where the fun begins. Besides drinking, hit up the arcades. Haven't planned much too far yet. Honestly, when you got all resistance at your fingertips, you learn to wing a lot of things. That, and I haven't decided if you're worth my time. As you talk, eventually try to keep account of the shot glasses. Demands start to rack up, and the temp is fertile. You got a couple of glasses of your own, but it's nothing compared to Rick's. Every sip you take, it seems a shot glass had slipped into in front of him. By the time you're finished, he's his furred. So what do you do for a living, Lion? Since you're playing 20 questions now, boring and generic crap, I'm guessing. You tell him it's something scripted, something normal, something you're passionate about, something you still are figuring out. Wait, what can I say? We're YouTubers. Something scripted. Because we're playing scripted games. The plan wasn't really yours. Someone else drew the lines and you followed them accordingly. Now you built something stable from it for yourself, stable enough to perhaps even make you proud. Rex looks rather unmoved. Right, you don't know why I'm expected asking that kind of question. Alright, let's get some more interesting here. He faces you, waiting against the bar table. If you were a Rick with a multiverse at your fingertips, what's the first thing you do? What kind of question is that? You look at him with an expression that shows your confusion better than the words can. Rick's expression shifts. No, Ricks are the same. You see the app? We don't all live the same lives. One thing special about Rick is that whenever we want, we can make it happen. Whenever we want to go, we do. Anything you can think of, we're done it. We're geniuses. So, let me ask you again. If you were a Rick with the multiverse in your hands, what's the first thing you do? Go adventuring. Explore infinite universes. There are infinite possibilities. Well, I'm just gonna go adventuring. It crane motion, unknowns, the inventions for its own thrill, spun out of improvisation. Maybe you're trying to get your mind off things, or maybe this is just the way you're living. Trouble with you will find you, always does, and you're welcome it. The corner of Rex's mouth twists upward and blinks, and you miss it. Miss it kind of moment, but you swear you saw it. Sounds familiar. The bartender takes a handful of empty shot glasses, slides another drink in front of Rick. As he takes another empty glass in his free hand, he's done this a few times throughout the night, but his expression remains unmoved. You, on the other hand, can't help but eye Rick as he nurses another drink. How many has it been so far? I'll just leave it be. Rick looks built for this. More likely to drown the liquor himself than the other way around. You let him keep up this pace, tossing in another remark about whether his plans to drink the whole place dry on his own or he needs help with it. Rick huffs through his nose. We notice you staring at the glass stoked up by his side, muffling you with a stare that dares you to say something. But you don't, and it leaves Rick turning his attention back to the booze. Time passes, you both talk, the alcohol in your system adding to the fast-paced feeling of it, and you feel oddly content with how the night has been going. Rick holds his half-full glass to his lips, a smug grin on his features. He looks at you from the corner of his eyes before turning to look at you fully again. Hold on. How did he look you up and down? He looks like he's about to say something, but he stops himself by finishing off his drink and setting the empty glass on the bar. He quickly swipes up and down the remaining shot on the counter, wiping his mouth with the back of his other hand. Alright, I'm bored. Let's hit the arcade. You in, YN? The arcade is huge. Not that it's the most... Not that it's much of a surprise. You know that. Whips and shots itself was one giant arcade, but you walk and talk with Rick along the way and you come to appreciate the sheer size and existence this multiversal arcade crafted for itself. A lot of games are foreign, with a few being anything you recognize back at your home world. It's a hodgepodge of cultures and worlds under one roof, and you get to witness to it. You could walk through here 10 times and back and still feel like you haven't seen it all. Like you have Rick knows exactly what he wants as he stops abruptly at a particular game. Roy, a life well lived. We can't go wrong with Roy. Looks like they got a new one up and running too. The machine looks decently well used. The seat does anyway. With parts of the leather creaking and split open near the bottom corners, at least you can hold your confidence that it's been through multiple uses and therefore well enjoyed. Ask about Roy. Is this about some guy? Ask how the game works. Ask about how the game works. Ask how about... Yeah. You can't see any traditional controls, only a few buttons that glow on the front panels and a warm light above the curved display screen. You play a character named Roy. You live out your life from childhood to adulthood, and any consequences you face in this game don't matter because it's not real. So if you want to go to off the grid and be assassin or overthrow a fake government, that's on you. Ask about Roy. Is it just about some guy? You can't but how judgmental you feel about it. And the sentinel slips into the voice. You're just not sure if this is your kind of game. You expect a bit more from someone like Rick. Rick rolls his eyes at your tone and he works on configuring the settings. Yes, it's about Roy. If that bothers you, you can customize him later. Rename him if you want. I don't give a crap. It'll be your game. You do what you want. You ever played The Sims? It's like that. Ask about the game's safety. Sure, you don't get a chance to look at the other games, but at least they're games. The machine on their hand is unsettling, with how little information it gives you. A life well-lived blinks at you above the screen. Yeah, safe enough. You'll be fine. His dismissive tone doesn't stall much confidence. You can't see what's going on from where you're sitting, but you can hear the press and click of the buttons. You start to wonder if maybe it was a good idea, not considering you're a little tipsy. And away we go! Every second that passes by feels as if every fiber of your consciousness is being pulled apart, thread by thread. Is this what death feels like? You don't have much time to think on it. Your eyes roll back, and all of who you are, or once were comes undone, and you rearrange everywhere elsewhere. You're riding by the lights from the machine as the helmet is lifted from your skull. Slowly, the pieces in your memory start falling back into place. Right, this is date. You're just finished a game, and that's Rick. How long were you stuck in the machine? You lived an entire life in there. Was Rick just watching the whole time? Looking around, nothing really seemed to have changed, despite the fact you lived a whole life that wasn't your own. There's an arcade continue minding their own business, minding their own business around you. In fact, they all seem to focus on something else, but they can't see. And they're running? Was the children laughing or screaming? Crap, you're right, Wyan? Rick's voice pulls you back into reality. Uneasy as it all still feels, the arcade noise is deafening. The swell screams and disarrayed music. Whoa, you really are in it, huh? Gotta say, not bad for a first timer. Better than Morty, that I'll give you that. Anyway, get your crap together, Sleeping Beauty. We got a situation. You blink goggly, brows furrowing as you struggle to clear your mind. Stomach tosses, and you grip the side of the seat. What the heck is going on? You weren't adjusting back to reality fast enough. Getting a grip. What's all the freaking racket? I'll tell you on the way. Better yet, you see for yourself on the way out. Hold tight real quick. He sets the helmet on the stand and connected to the machine before turning back to you, helping you out from the uncomfortable seat. He's about to say something, but his attention snaps to a sudden sound of glass shattering, surprised by ear-piercing scream. Children and adults practically stampede over one another, desperate for any form of shelter from unknown threat. Sharp bangs follow, loud, over the noise in the arcade. Everyone amongst the chaos, Rick stayed still, watching the scene unfold. There isn't any worry or urgency about him. No, he's analyzing. Every normal person would be flung into the survival instinct, like the others in the arcade, but not him, for whatever reason. He turns to you, unfazed. I hope you're fast on your feet, for your sake. You like that? You like the cliffhanger there? Don't worry, don't kill me. I'm all bushy here, okay? Anyway, thank you for playing, Lion. I hope you enjoyed the app's demo. Please leave me a review and let me know how I did. See you soon. Okay, I absolutely love it so far. So that was Rickfinderrz, a Rick and Morty dating sim where you can date Rick. If you like my content, please consider subscribing and liking the video, and subscribing if you haven't already. Comment down below and liking the video. See you guys next time.